license, your real estate license in the state of Texas. And as promised, I'm going through this principles book for Texas. This is one of the easiest books to follow along and one of the best schools because I'm telling you, they are so helpful. But remember, if you're watching my videos, please give me the thumbs up and subscribe and share with all your friends and family that want to learn about real estate because this is the place, right? So I am only on page 6 of this book. Again, this book is The Principles of Real Estate, book 121 or class 121. It's in Texas, they have 2 of these books that are this thick for the real estate principles class. Okay, so we are going through what you have to do to become a realtor in the state of Texas, but it starts on page 6 about getting started in real estate. And it says entry into real estate field depends on your education, your training, and your interest. And I have highlighted real estate salespeople are compensated by commission, which is usually based on a percentage of the sales price. And that's usually a sales question on the state exam. For instance, there's one question in California, see, I'm giving you questions, that says, if your buyer bought a house for $500,000 and they put $250,000 down, so they put 50% down, so they're getting a loan for $250,000, how much would 1% be? Well, 1% is 1% of $250,000, so the answer is $2,500. Now, in California and all the other states, so pretty much all real estate is done on a commission basis. So let's say that you get 3%. Let's say you're representing the seller and you're getting 3%. If your broker gets half, which is 50%, then that means you're going to make 1.5%. However, when you're brand new, depending on your contract with your new place, it will depend on what you negotiate for your commission. Now, negotiations is the key to everything in real estate. So if you don't, if you didn't see some of my other videos, you might want to watch them. I have not done strictly a negotiations video, but when you're trying to pick the broker you're going to work for, you need to negotiate there. Now, a lot of times what happens is in the very beginning, because you're just licensed and you're looking for your first broker, you're probably going to get a little bit lower commission than you would once you have your experience, okay? So percentages, you have to know how to do percentages, right? So you're based on a percentage of the entire commission. And it says that that's how it is in Florida too. It's usually based on a percentage of your sales price of the property. After it closes escrow and the loan funds. So remember, you don't get paid. So like people get all excited, I got a listing, I got a listing. Well, you're not paid until you fund and record, and then your office breaks down the commission, and then you get paid. So you never jump up and down and get too excited until you have that check in your hand. So it says, let's see what else it says. It says the ramp up time, I'm gonna put my glasses on so I can see, look at their teal. All right, so the ramp up time. The ramp up time varies individual to individual. So people always ask, you know, they're saying ramp up time, but people always ask us, how long does it take to get your first commission? Well, I have stories all over the place. I can see that some people get their first commission right away, and some people don't get a commission for a long time. So I'll give you a couple examples. So I have a lady who, her license is under me, and her friends and family all told her, you know, we want you to be our real estate agent on our very first deal. Well, she happened to have some people that were literally waiting for her to get her license. So as soon as she got her license and she made me her broker, she said, they're ready to go. I said, are you serious? And she said, yeah, they were waiting for me. And they were a relocation. So sometimes relocation is difficult because if you're working in one industry and you're relocating, the question is the company that you're working with over in Hawaii the same company you're going to be working with here? And are you going to have a lapse in employment? So what's going to happen there? Well, we were able to get them a loan. And once we got their loan approved, which was in about a day and a half, usually it takes about 45 minutes for me to know what they qualify for. So after 45 minutes of speaking with them, we knew what they qualified for. We went online and we looked for the homes that they thought they might like. And the cool part was the 4th home out of 6 was the one that they fell in love with. And I said, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't fall in love with the house until we put the offer in and we find out what's happening with the seller, because it might have some offers going back and forth, counter and counter offering. So I said, why don't we do this? Oh, this is a funny part of the story. So I said, why don't we do this? Why don't we go ahead and call the agent right now? She knows we're looking at the property, and she's going to want to know what we thought anyways. So I was with Courtney, was my agent, and she's brand new, and I'm training her. So I'm going to put her on the spot every so often. And her friends knew that I was the broker training her, and I was actually with her every step of the way. So we're in the house, and I said, let's call the broker. And so we call her, and we go, and so I said to Courtney, I go, call Julie and to ask her if she has any offers, and if they're willing to take an offer from a veteran. And so Courtney calls her. She's like, hi, Julie. I'm Courtney, and I'm here with my broker, Sharon, and my buyers, and we're all excited because my buyers want to put in an offer. Do you have any offers? And Julie says, I don't have any offers right now. And then she tells Courtney the whole story about when they listed it, when they changed the price. She tells her everything. And then I go, okay, go on, ask her the next question. And Courtney looks at me and she goes, I forgot what it was. And she throws the phone at me, and I got it. And I go, Julie, Courtney was going to ask you, are you willing to work? I go, wait, do you love our country? And Julie starts laughing, and she goes, why do you ask? I said, do you accept offers from veterans? Because Julie is a phenomenal. I looked her up, and Julie was flipping approximately 20 houses a month. She was on fire, and she I don't know how many construction crews, but hey, anyone can do it. All you have to do is learn it, and then you can do it. So they took our offer. So on the 4th house out, they took our offer. And I don't know how I got to that when I was over here, but anyway, whatever, right? So I tell you all kinds of stories. I know. I forgot what I was telling you the story about. We'll see right here. All right. Oh, I know. I was telling you about how long it takes to get your first commission. So Courtney got her first commission in 6 weeks. And then I had another guy who he asked me, he goes, should I work for a team or should I work by myself? And I said, well, the thing is, a lot of people like to work for teams, because if you work for a team, you may be the person who works with the sellers, you may be the person that works with the buyers, you may be the person who opens the door. It all depends on how the team works. And he said, well, my friend, his mom is the head of a team, and she wants me to come work with him. And I said, well, that's awesome. Your foot's in the door. And so he went. And the first day they did exactly what I thought they were going to do. They handed him all the uncalled leads, because that's where most real estate agents screw up. They don't return calls and they don't follow up on leads. So he was like, oh God, I have to call all these calls. Get this, 3rd phone call, first day, he gets somebody that says, yeah, I was waiting for someone to call me. I'm really interested, and I know the area I want to buy in. The guy sold a $1.1 million condo the very first day he made cold calls. So if somebody hands you a bunch of leads, do what they tell you to do. You may get that one buyer that's waiting for the phone call back. So when it says, what's the ramp up time? I always tell people, make sure that you have enough money in your bank account based on your budget. Now, if you don't know what your budget is, you need to sit down and go, okay, what do I spend money on every single month? And I had one girl that said she needed $3,000 a month. I said, how much do you have saved? And she had $9,000 saved, and she said, I'm going to quit my day job as soon as I have enough money to have $3,000 times 9 months. So she wanted to make sure she had enough money that she could go 9 months without a sale. And the good news is, guess what? She had a sale in about 4 months. So it really depends. Some people say 90 days. It depends on you. It's all about you. How hard do you want to work? So it's the same whether you're in California or Texas. The ramp up time is all about you. So it says in the book, the ramp up time varies from individual to individual, but most often advisors suggest new licensees have approximately 6 months of savings set aside. So that's probably a question, excuse me, on your exam, because it's highlighted. It says how long. The question would be, how long do you think you should have saved? And it's 6 months. Because of the time required to begin and close a transaction, some other possibilities with more regular salaries include office assistants. So if you have your license, you might apply to be an office assistant. You might apply to be listing or rental agent or a leasing agent, assistant in a department of a large real estate company, or a mortgage broker in a mortgage division or a bank. Continuing education. So this is telling you the continuing education requirements for Texas. However, it actually starts talking about the National Association of Realtors. So it says formal education is available while working in the real estate industry. The National Association of Realtors and its institutes, societies, and councils sponsor continuing education programs for members and award designations for specialty areas. Let's talk about the designations for a minute. So the National Association of Realtors has classes and they have designations. A designation could be somebody who specializes in working with older people, seniors. Somebody could be specializing in a buyer's agent, or you could be specializing as an investor. They have tons and tons of specialties, but you got to realize these cost money and they're intense training. Now, once you get a designation, you're allowed to put it on your business card so everybody knows that you've taken those classes. Now, when I talk about continuing education, I'm talking about once you have your license, you're going to have to do more continuing education depending on your state and the qualifications. But it's talking about these are not required. Remember that these designations are not required to do your real estate job. So it talks more about continuing education increases knowledge and skill and enhances potential earning and increases opportunity for success. The information required to pass the state licensing exam is technical in nature and specific to the exam. So the information you're learning in the book is going to be specific to the exam, but not necessarily the real world, okay? A good foundation begins with a technical education, but for professionals need to know more than just the minimum that your license requirement. Since real estate salespeople, you're a business. So you're an independent contractor and you're running your own business. Although you're working for a broker, you're paying for your advertising and everything that needs to be paid for. So you're running your own real estate sales business. Understanding the basic fundamentals of marketing, sales negotiations, and customer service is essential. So the first thing about customer service is make sure you return your calls, okay? In addition, financial education is also important because salespeople are going into representing a buyer or a seller in a transaction. And in many cases, it involves a large financial investment. That is why it's your choice of real estate business school is important. So it's really important that you go to a real estate school that you're actually learning. So sometimes you get a real estate school that's just online. They really don't care about you. They don't return your phone calls. And you just get through the classes enough to take your exam. Well, if you just get through the classes enough to take your exam, your state exam, you may not pass the state exam. And now you're going to have to pay extra to take an exam prep class. Now, we here at California Real Estate Trainers and on my YouTube channel, we teach the California exam prep. And right now what I'm doing is I'm going through Texas to see if would a person from Texas benefit from taking our exam prep. We already had 5 different states. I think it was Massachusetts, North Carolina, Florida. We had somebody from Texas and we had somebody from Colorado. So 5 different states. These people took our class and they were able to pass their state exam because real estate, like when we talk about real estate and we talk about real property, in the very beginning of class, we talk about real property versus personal property. Now, real property versus personal property is going to be the same all across the United States. Real property is stuck to the ground. It's immovable. So you cannot move it. Okay, that's real property. And personal property is movable. That means I can move it, like my glasses are my personal property, my lip liner is my personal property, but my house is my real property. Do you believe we've already got to 13 minutes? And these are supposed to be 15-minute classes. And my business partner always goes, Sharon, you're only supposed to be on there 15 minutes max, because we're trying to help you learn 15 minutes at a time, everything that you need to know. So plus I highlight the book before I get on and talk to you because I want to make sure I have the information that you need. So remember, this is Texas, but it also has nuggets of anything else you may need in real estate. So make sure that you realize this is a profession. You have to take it seriously. In addition to financial education, it's also important. Oh, I already read that because it's important to pick the right school that's going to help you. And they say that in these books all the time because this school is actually really, really good. So the real estate school, real estate business school is important. We not only help you obtain your license, but we teach you how to use the license. So that's like their slogan. We not only help you get your license, but we help you learn how to use it. So like I said a couple of times, I've showed you the book. And in my video, I've told you that it's called the Real Estate Business School, also known as the Austin Institute of Real Estate, okay? And going on, so it says career and residential. So you can read through, because you're going to have to take this class to get the credit. But you can read through these areas right here are super easy to read. And it's just talking about, do you want a career in residential real in industrial or a real estate broker? Do you want a career in land or land brokerages? Or do you want a career as a real estate appraiser, property manager, land developer, urban planning, real estate counseling? So in Texas, they have real estate counseling, but in California, they don't. I was trying to check the time. I know that my girl's going to say, Sharon, cut it off. So you guys, if you have any questions at all, put them in our comments. And tomorrow we'll start on the bottom of page 7 in this book for Texas real estate. If you're looking for California or another state, let us know. California is all over my YouTube channel, but other states, let us know what other states you're interested in, and we'll get the material and help you through and get you passed so you get your state, so that you get your real estate license in your state. How about that? Anyway, like I said, any questions, whatever you need to do, we're here. We can help you. Loan qualifications, if you're wondering how somebody qualifies for a loan, if you can't find the video, let us know and we'll help you out. And like I said, we're here to help you. Have an amazing rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye. You know I'm never going to shut this off, right?